What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. We finally have the Dream Studios Adult Link 1/4 scale in the house. Here is the box. I'm not going to take that out. And then here is the main thing. It looks like it's a triple layer. So we won't need this. Let's see what we got. So it's been a minute since I got a Dream Studio product. You know, I've already sold my Kid Link and Majora's Mask. I'd say the number one reason is I'm just downsizing Zelda, space for other things needed, money, scaling. We'll see how much I like this one because it needs to impress me thoroughly. Otherwise, it's going on this, I'll sell it. But let's see. Overall, I thought it did look really good. We will compare this today to my other Link statues, the Dream Studios line. I did buy this from Kyle Land. As of last, they still had one of these left at about... it's probably sold out by now, but they did have one of these left. Last I checked, but it's probably sold out. I saw someone trying to sell 3 of them for $1,300 each. If I sell mine, it'll be sold slightly cheaper than that. But let's go ahead and do this. But huge shout out to Kyle Land. They are probably my favorite retailer. I use them a lot. Victor is awesome. So check them out. Link in the description below to get all your anime, video game stuff. They sell Prime One. They can find statues for you. They got it all. Alrighty, let's open this. Alrighty, let's open this bad boy up, see what we got. Yeah, the scaling is definitely big. These heads are like 1/3 scale size. That's interesting. What is this? They included... What the heck? That's weird. Alright. Base is not too big. Alright, let's check out this base. Nice Zelda logo, tree. So I got number 14 of 200. So nice low edition size. The one thing I really do like about Dream Studios, like Link, is all the little accessories, Easter eggs. You know what I mean? Like here they include, treasure chest. So like check this out. And it goes, I believe. Let's see the magnets. I could have swore it was right here. I may need to look at the photos. You also get these little stands. Now these stands include the 3, when you're a child Link, you get these 3 sort of like jewels or whatever to go ahead and, open the Temple of Time. Alright, so let's get Link out. Pretty much all of Link is in this top layer. Alright, so here is his pants. Well, the bottom part. Massive peg, by the way. Fits in nice and good. Of course, we're going to do the classic green. That's how I would display it probably 99% of the time. I know this comes with the blue and red outfit, which is really cool. I wish they gave you more like display options though, if you know what I mean. All right. Let's check out this shield. All right, so the shield is very nicely detailed. Yeah, like this looks excellent. All right, nice good magnet. Here is the sword holder. Yeah, I really like the color of the gold on this. It looks really well done. Let's check out this sword. Now on my other link, the sword is metal, which I really like. This is not metal. I can immediately tell you it is, you know, just resin. Now it looks good and it is huge, like look how big that is, but it is not metal. Which is a shame because I do like my stuff metal. Here is a bomb. So I believe you just get a few different display options for inside this treasure chest. You know, like here's a heart, for example, which is how I think I would want it. You know, like you open it up, you get the heart. It does include 3 rubies as well. These rubies are huge. I'm like, is this how big the frickin' money would be? Yeah, check this out. So you basically get, let's see, that's the COA stand. You get these 3 rubies. There's also a hook shot proximity piece for the base. This actually looks really good. Like they got the chain and everything inside here. It has a good weight to it. You know, and I believe you can display this anywhere you want. You know, I don't think there's an exact location per se. I'll need to look at a photo. I believe this just goes right here, if I remember correctly. See, the magnet's right here. Doesn't go off the base, does it? Has to go like this. I swear. Let me get my tablet real quick. I want to look at a photo, make sure I'm setting this up right. Okay. So they actually lean this against this, like so. I guess it's just like this. Yeah, it's like that. And I plan to display the heart, like I said. So that's kind of the gist of it so far. Let's get the sword hand. So here's the sword hand. I'm gonna assume this comes off. Yeah. So you simply insert the sword in, and it goes through nice and good. Like so. All right, next is just the head. So they use decal for the eyes. It's pretty big, as you can see. Yeah, that sword has really good length. Just want to make sure I get this in good. Don't. All right, pretty good magnet. There we have it. Dream Adult Link. So of course this does come with a plethora of accessories. So first off, you get all three bodies. All right. I do think it's really cool they give this to you. Of course, it does cause extra display issues. But if you want to, let's say you really love the fire temple look, you know, there you go. Now it's just the head. There's no arms or like back sword attachment. That's basically what you get. Just says Dream Studios on the bottom, nothing additional. Lots of styrofoam breaking off, getting in everywhere. It is nice styrofoam. It's like Prime 1 style, but it just breaks off easy. So it gets everywhere. Alright, let's get the blue out. That's everything. Well, there's one extra item actually in that. Ah, yes. So it includes a little acrylic thing for the coins. So let's say you want to display the coin and not the heart. You insert this in here, and then the coin can go in here. Now, I would much rather display the heart. I feel like it's a little bit more iconic. If anything, I would display the coins just like together. So got a COA with a COA holder, which is nice. You know, so you can basically, I need to remove the protective film, but you get that. Of course, there's also Navi, your fairy throughout the game. She looks just like the Kid Link version. And I'm assuming she's gonna go on this tree. Let me look at the photos again. All right, actually, where the Jupiter does she come out of? All right, let me just remove this. It looks like she hangs on the tree, but I'm not seeing where she goes in. Am I just blind? Oh my gosh, I cannot find this for the life of me. All right, I'll have to look off camera, maybe at the back of the piece. But we also get, what the frick is this? Whatever this is, check that out. Is this like a Link sticker? I swear they included like, oh, it's like a magnet. And then they also included this little like stand-up plastic glass thing. Check this out. You know, and it has like a little display stand so you can, you know, it's almost like an extension of the COA, sort of. Like a little 3D art. So that's pretty cool. The only other things in here is the fact you actually get 3 coins. So I'm gonna have to figure those out if I want to like maybe display them in the chest at the bottom. If I can make that work, that might look pretty cool, just like some coins at the bottom. They're pretty big, so I don't know if they'll fit. Other than that, let's go ahead and remove the boxes, do a full review and some comparisons, and I gotta figure out Navi because I'm not seeing her exactly. Alrighty folks, so here is Link in all his glory. What do we think? So yeah, the fairy did go inside the treasure chest, just right here, and the little hole right here, just kind of hard to see. But here's a 360-degree view. I mean, it definitely matches detail-wise of the Kid Link in terms of like textures and paint app. I was able to fit all 3 of the rubies inside with the heart, so I'm just gonna do that. Kind of like just Easter eggs. When you look over inside the chest, you can see the heart and all 3 rubies. The bomb looks great. The sword is huge. Like, that almost looks like the Big Goron sword. That is humongo. But it looks like it would fit his sword holster. I don't want to take it off, but if I was to compare it, I would say they're about accurate. So, yeah, so basically if you want to swap everything out, it is kind of a chore. You have to remove both arms, remove like his head, the body out, the back sword thing, put on the new one. It's a process for sure, and not something I would, like to do very often. I think I would have loved if they gave you additional display options outside of just color. I suggested this to them. Like, where's the one of him playing the ocarina? And then another one maybe holding his bow and arrow. Could you imagine, if like they could keep the lower half the same, but change the upper half slightly with different arms, having him, holding a bow in one hand and an arrow in another, like he's about to shoot it or something, like the Legolas PF by Sideshow. And then this one having them do the ocarina pose just like the Kid Link. So I would say that's a missed opportunity by Dream. They really should have gone more all out, because this is supposed to be the definite Ocarina of Time Link. As of right now, it still is. There's not a better Ocarina of Time Link out there. I believe this is the best one. Hands down, much better than any other Ocarina of Time Link I have ever seen. So I'm scooting this over because I want to show you guys it next to, my other links. So we're just going to move all this over, and I'm going to grab Kid Link, and we're going to see how they look together. Now, here they are. Now, bear in mind that Adult Link is on the Lazy Susan, which does prop him up slightly. But that's how they look together. They definitely look scaled correctly in terms of like that head size and everything. Adult Link does have a bigger overall base. They look fantastic together, no doubt, from kid to adult. Same costume, more or less. Slight change of color in the belt. And of course, you got the Deku shield versus the Hylian shield. The hero kid sword versus the, sword of the Master Sword or the Big Goron sword. This one you got a fence with this, and then this one you got the chest, the hook shot, the bomb. They both have fairies. The adult fairy definitely has a longer, tail or whatever you want to call it, this translucent part to make it fly. Overall, I probably like the Kid Link's bottom underbase a little bit better, with all the different medallions and, everything you collect throughout the game. They look really good. The adult one is more of like that aged look because, you do pass time. I forget, was it like 10 years or something like that, you pass time. So it does showcase that in the base, which I think looks really good. The adult one also has a Triforce on the base, which I really like. The kid does not. It's just like a road he's walking on. So, yeah, the bases, I still probably like the adult one better in terms of base. And of course, I prefer the adult one as the body as well. It just looks better. Bigger. I like the shield, the sword better, the face. It's a better overall Link. So, Kid is amazing, but I think adult is better. The only thing that Kid has that this one doesn't, Kid comes with that swap out upper torso that is better, holding the ocarina. So that's a big plus for me. Alrighty, folks, I removed the Lazy Susan. We brought Majora's Mask over. So this is the entire line right now that Dream Studios has done. So they also have up for PO the Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time, which is bigger than Link. It's going to be a huge piece. Like, looking at the size, Link is a pretty big statue. Ganondorf's definitely going to be huge and really cool. So, yeah, that's going to be a great piece, honestly. These three look absolutely fantastic together. Theoretically, if you put just Ganon next to the big Link, you got both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask with the villains on each side. What would make it even better is if in the middle of the two Links, you do a Princess Zelda. Now, there is the Princess Zelda by Kensukuro. Theirs is a child version, but it looks like it would match this Dream Studios one quite well. Now, I don't know if they got the scaling to the head size, because these heads are humongous. Like, they only look good with Dream. Because the Kensukuro one, when I had their adult Link, the head was half the size of this for their Link on horse. And it's supposed to be same scaling, half the size. So they don't pair well. So I'm real curious on their Princess Zelda if they're going to be able to scale it like a big head like this. Because Princess Zelda always looked like, the same size as Link. So I don't know if this scaling is accurate or not, but they all look amazing together, and at least they're scaled properly to each other. It's almost like once you go down Dream's path, you got to stick with Dream Studios. Because if you go with another company, the scales look all out of whack. Even like first four figures looked out of whack, and it just did not work. But together, Dream alone, absolutely amazing. They definitely killed it. Adult Link is my favorite amongst all three, though, I will say. Alrighty, folks. So, wanted to show you how Link looks right here on this little half detolf in the setup. So I can, put him on one shelf easily. And then those two can actually go right there on that little shelf if I want to display them like that. With Link's hair, it does create a shadow on his face, just so you're aware. So there's always going to be like some form of a shadow on his face. Not a huge deal. But, like, let's say I decide, we don't want to do Tanjiro here. We sell Tanjiro. And then we do Ganondorf in the middle and Princess Zelda right here. Or you do Link in the middle, Ganon in the back. So it goes Zelda, Link, Ganon. I think you could do it either way. Although usually I like to do the biggest character in the middle. But with this way it is, I think it might be better to almost do Ganon in the back. Do like smallest to biggest, biggest in the back. Yeah, and that's how I did the coins, the rubies. But yeah, let's look at some, more up-close detail on this guy. Yeah, the grass looks great. The stone on the Triforce looks good. There's the bomb. And it has the typical Zelda logo, like from the shield right there. Like I said, the shield looks really good. The sword looks good, but it's not metal, which I think is a miss in my opinion. I'm always a much bigger fan of, real metal swords. Texture work looks fantastic. Like I said, the hook shot looks really good. And the tree looks great, nice stump. And the treasure chest looks awesome. Navi looks just as good as the Kid Link. So definitely an overall solid Link. I think it's much better than the Kensukuro adult one. That one did include the swap out, Ocarina plane, but the overall just sculpt and paintwork, the base design, just looked rushed to me. Where this one looked much more refined, much more well thought out, much better concept, better scaling, and definitely the definite Ocarina Link out there. It's kind of a absolute wild that first Four Figures, who has the license, hasn't made a 1/4 Link. They've had that license for 10 plus years, and they've always just made like random characters. Like, how do you get a 1/4 like true form Midna before a 1/4 Link? The main character of all the games, they never made him. So it just baffles my mind. That's one reason I hope that company goes out of business. Now, here's my other Link. Kind of a hassle to get them out and do a side-by-side. I may do it, but if I do, it'll be a separate video. And check out this shield. This shield is slightly smaller. And he comes with 2 swords, the Big Goron and the Master Sword. That's the Big Goron. It's bigger. The Master Sword's smaller. This one has a finer texture and a more realistic look, I will say. The eyes are hand-painted. This costume's obviously more detailed as well. I think the biggest thing that the other Link has is the fact that it's, just more classic looking. It's Ocarina of Time. It's a standard museum pose, where that's a realistic action pose Twilight Princess version. They're so uniquely different. I don't know at this point if I could sell one or the other now. Because I've always loved this Link a ton. But you gotta admit that this one has a significantly better base. When it comes to Link himself, I probably still got to give it to my custom. The sculpt by Caleb Nevson is just absolutely insane. The overall detail's good. This is more, true to the Ocarina of Time. So this is definitely more true to the video game. Looks, just like him in the game. Where my other one is more realistic, highly more detailed costume. So they're really you kind of just have to have both. Because that one's the action pose realistic one. This is the Ocarina of Time true to game version. Anyways, folks, in terms of scaling, how would I rate this out of 10? Now, as you see the size of Link's head, look at Tanjiro. Link is substantially bigger. Now, Tanjiro is a teenager as well, though. But Link is definitely, like I said, their scaling is not accurate, in my opinion. Maybe the character height is, but the, dimensions of the head and whatnot definitely seem off to me. My other Link seems a little bit more accurate in scaling. The head is big, but not this big. But concept, it's 8.5 out of 10. It's just missing those swap outs, like I said. Sculpt and paint, 9 out of 10 due to the fact they didn't do a real metal sword. That's a miss in my opinion. And also, I'm not a fan of decal eyes. These eyes, they look good, but it's just a sticker. It's literally a sticker. I want them to paint those on. It looks much better when it's painted versus sticker. So that's a miss in my opinion. I wish Dream would stop doing the stickers. Now, I want them to keep doing the stickers for this line because I want my characters to match. So if Link looks, like this, and then Ganon has painted eyes, he looks much better. It'll look off. So just keep it sticker for Ocarina line. But for other lines, I do suggest that they get away from stickers. Stickers is not good in my opinion. It's always better when that thing is hand-painted. Look at Tanjiro. He is hand-painted, looks much better. When it's sticker, just looks, cheap. So that's definitely a ding on it. Overall statues is solid, 8.5 out of 10, though. Solid piece. I think anyone that gets this is overall going to be happy. It's a great piece. Doesn't take up a ton of space. The hardest thing might be that sword poking out. As you see, I angle it like this for better viewing angles, plus I'm not going to hit the sword. I could bring it up slightly so you can adjust it there. But overall, it's not difficult to display, where you see Tanjiro is much bigger, and more difficult, heavy. That Link weighs maybe 25 pounds. Tanjiro's probably 70. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this Link. Now, let me get your guys' opinion as well. For this setup, do we do Dream Studios line or do we do Tanjiro line? You know, Tanjiro, you could do Nezuko, you could do Naruto. You know, I really love this Tanjiro statue. It is so freaking cool. You know, and I really love this Link as well. So space is definitely an enemy of mine. You know, of course, if we ever decide to sell MK 1/4, it would create a lot of space, so I could technically do, like, you know, Dream, Adult Link, and Ganon together in one of those shelves. But then again, it's MK, one of my greatest loves. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think of this Dream Studios Adult Link. Big shout out and thanks to Kyle Land for hooking me up with this bad boy. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.